upper leg, but with your kneecap down to your toes, we're going to try to make a circle. Yes, we're going to try to sit up as tall as we can while we make this circle. It's kind of circling around the knee joint, and try if you can to straighten the leg when you get to the top. Maybe it doesn't straighten. Let's go backward. Still breathing. Still, I'm having a hard time not moving my upper leg, but the intention is to just move the lower leg. Now we take the fingertips and put them on the shoulders and try to draw your elbows together and then separate down. Just try to go as far back as you can, as far up maybe to the ceiling, and then all the way around, touch in front and come down. Back, 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 out, 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 up, 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 forward and touch. Okay, if you have a shoulder injury, this is going to be tricky for you. But do the best that you can. And you probably know your own limitations. Back, 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 up, 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 forward, forward, touch, and reverse, up, up, up. I'm circling my feet around my ankle joints. They're going in opposite directions. And then I'm circling in the opposite direction with both feet. The foot is circling right around the ankle joint. And then I'm going to place my heels I'm just going to sit all the way back so in case you aren't seeing this. I'm going to sit far enough so that I can move my feet in and touch big toe and big toe. Big toe kisses big toe and then out and then in and out. More ankle stretches here. In, out, in, touch your toes, out. It's a different definition of touch your toes. And then with your feet flexed, we're going to press your feet forward and draw your feet back. Press your toes forward, back. Extend your palms as if you're pressing against a wall, and then go the opposite way. And then wrist. This is just flexing your wrists in both directions. So hands up. Fingers down and in, pointing towards you. Fingers up to the ceiling. Down and in, relax your shoulders. Yes, I can see you, sort of. And down. And one more time. Fingertips up, fingertips down. Fold the thumbs in. Fold the fingers over the thumbs. And relax your shoulders as you make big circles with your hands around your wrist joints and reverse. We've gotten into this posture flow. We always warm up for almost an hour before we do this. This is kind of the top, the achievement. The vinyasa or posture flow is probably the more rigorous and can leave you sweaty and slightly out of breath. Okay, we start at the front of the mat. Deep inhale. Exhale, I'm going to go up, steepling the hands. Tuck the tail. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, arms out, forward bend. Relax your neck. Step it back with your stepping foot. I'm going to use the right here. And bending the front knee up into high lunge, or we can call it warrior one, whichever you prefer. Back down. Now, you could, if you like, do a side twist here and a side twist there. Just for fun. Hands on the ground or on your yoga blocks. Back into plank pose, drop knees, child's pose. Nose down, hips in the air, slide, scoop, curl toes, lift the chest, up dog, lift the hips, move the feet a little apart, adjust your ears between your arms, press out of your hands, down dog. Press the fronts of your legs toward the backs of your legs and press your heels toward the ground. Now if you like, here's our little variation. You lift a leg wildly up in the air and down. Then you lift the leg wildly up in the air, way open, without falling, and down. And then you take your stepping leg, you step it forward, back foot out. You come up into warrior one or high lunge, knee over ankle. Back down. If you like, you do the twist And you do the other twist. And then you bring the foot forward as you hang. Inhale up and back bend. And exhale. Prayer. We're going to turn and put the inner arms straight out in front of us. And we're going to take a position, and yes, it's a very deep stretch, where your fingertips are pointed towards your knees. Again, your shoulders are over your wrists, your hips are over your knees. And we're going to, this time, inhale with your head down and the ribs up and the tailbone down. And exhale, shoulders away from ears, coming up with the head and the tailbone, dropping the ribs, but don't let them bow. And inhale, go the other way, arching. And exhale, curling. We're going to call this curling. Inhale, we're going to call this arching. Exhale, we're going to call this curling. So, inhale, looking right, swinging your hips to the right. And exhale, swing your hips to the left, look left. It's a two pose flow. Inhale up and over. And exhale now, coming down for some support. Lift the straight leg, other arm straight up in the air. Flex the foot on the straight leg. Press the heel out. And down. Again, your foot flat on the floor, toes out. Inhale. And exhaling. Your kneecap is forward in this version of half moon. And last time, toes pointed out for this part. Gate to half moon. So from prayer position, we're going to move the palms of the hands and the arms outward. There's a dental x-ray machine that does this. And then come back into prayer. Again, knee over ankle. I'm accidentally backing off of that. Hands coming out. And then back. Feel your chest open. Last time. Hands coming out. And around. Feel your chest open. Your shoulder blades touch. And then back. For you, particularly if you work in an office every day, to come home and do this one after work every day. It's such a beautiful, beautiful low back release. And I've seen teenagers who really feel they can use this exercise. So it's kind of an all-purpose stress reliever. All right, so arms are comfortably at our sides, no particular position. Deep inhale. As you exhale, draw your belly button in and down onto the mat. As you draw your tailbone, you kind of curl your tailbone up to the ceiling, as if somebody is pulling on your tailbone. Here you go, up, vertebrae by vertebrae. You're peeling your back off of the mat, piece by piece by piece by piece, and you're coming up to a position where your knees are across from your heels. Now your low belly is scooped or hollowed, and you're resting on your upper shoulders. Deep inhale. And exhale, start to relax your shoulders and drop drop your spine down. Your low belly is scooped or hollowed, and your back is growing longer. Your ribs are pulled in, your navel's pulled in, your low belly's pulled in, and you're this round shape. As you come down piece by piece, vertebrae by vertebrae, no tension in your shoulders, and you come down till you're all the way. And then your legs will go to the other side. Now, reach, reach, reach the top leg. Reach, 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 so that the top foot goes on the bottom foot. And yeah, your opposite shoulder's off the mat. All right. So speaking of the opposite shoulder, just keep foot over foot here. Turn the palm up on the opposite shoulder and start to twist that top shoulder over toward the legs. See how your shoulder comes right up off the mat? Now stay there. It's called the arm hang. So your arm is just hanging out into the air. If it's not hanging, start to twist your shoulder further. It's just hanging there. So now move it around a little bit. Move it maybe up toward your shoulder. It's just hanging out in space. Palm faces the ceiling. And it just kind of moves around. You can move it up, move it down. It should be a really deep shoulder stretch. And then twist your torso so you can get your whole arm, palm down, back down. And lift the top leg. It's that same exercise. Focus on the bottom leg. Focus on trying to keep the bottom leg on the ground. But maybe even say the words to yourself as we do with metaphor without knowing their exact meaning. So I want you to try to locate in your body with your eyes closed for 5 minutes the space between your muscles and your bones. The space between your muscles and your bones. And in focusing on that space, I would like us to ask ourselves the question, what is stillness? What is stillness? Focusing on the space between our muscles and our bones. And here we go. Let's take a deep inhale here. As we exhale, we're going to bring the straight legs around to the side. So we're kind of walking the legs around to the side, and then we're going to hold the hands together, one hand holding the other, and we're going to bring the arms and the head to the same side. So again, if you encounter a big ow, then stop and adjust yourself. But it's basically you're kind of making the letter C. You're curving with your body. One side of your body now is quite long. The other side is quite short. Try to ground your opposite shoulder, the one on the long side of your body, because that arm might want to come off the ground. That's why you're holding on to your hands. Let's come back to center, walking everything back. And let's walk the legs to the other side and move the arms to the other side. Yes, the head goes with the arms because the head stays between the arms. And again, you have a short side of the body, a long side of the body. You're trying to ground your opposite shoulder by keeping that on the ground. Your head is between your arms, and your arms have walked over as far as they can go. And then we'll go back to center. So for some people, their hips will not tolerate too much of this. So be gentle with yourself. And if you need to adjust and sort of pick yourself up or what have you, that's fine. And then pretend that your head is full of sand. And draw your left ear all the way down toward the ground, letting the sand just pour out of your head. Shoulders melting down your back. Let the sand just pour out of your head as if you could listen to the ground with your ear. You're not going all the way down to the ground. You're just angling the ear toward the ground and letting the sand pour out of your head, metaphorically. And then come back up to center, inhaling. And exhale, the other ear goes toward the other shoulder, and then as you bring your head around, you're going to let the metaphorical sand pour out of your ear toward the ground. And then bring your ear back toward your shoulder and up. So as you bring yourself to a comfortable seated position with your back straight, we're not meditating yet, but here we go on this little section from the Untethered Soul. By watching your mind, you will notice that it is engaged in the process of trying to make everything okay. Consciously remember that this is not what you want to do, and then gently disengage. Do not fight it. Do not ever fight your mind. You will never win. It will either beat you now, or you will suppress it and it will come back and beat you later. Instead of fighting the mind, just don't participate in it. When you see the mind telling you how to fix the world and everyone in it in order to suit yourself, just don't listen. The key is to be quiet. It's not that your mind has to be quiet. You be quiet. You, the one inside watching your neurotic mind, just relax. You will then naturally fall behind your mind because you've always been there. You are not your thinking mind. You're aware of the thinking mind. You're the consciousness that's behind the mind and is aware of your thoughts. The minute you stop putting your whole heart and soul into your mind as if it were your savior and protector, you will find yourself behind your mind watching it. Float your arms up as your shoulder blades go down your back. Chest is lifted, shoulders down. Deep inhale. Exhale. Now as you turn to look, you bend your knee so it goes knee over ankle. Still chest is lifted and you're looking at your palm, which is down. Your chin is turned all the way over your shoulder. This is warrior two. Now from here, deep inhale. Exhale, the hand you're looking at, that arm comes all the way up and over as you drop the back arm. Beautiful. Don't drop off, knee over ankle in front. And then back and all the way up. And let's switch sides. Okay, toe, heel, arch. Start with straight legs. And as we float the arms up, pelvis forward, float the arms up, and then bend until you've got knee over ankle and you turn to look at your straight arm. Breathing. Quite a deep stretch in the legs. Now, the hand you're looking at, up and over, drop the back arm. Don't back off that front knee. It's got to stay bent. It's got to stay knee over ankle. And back down. Thank you so much for joining me for term 1 of Yoga for Almost Everybody.